welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. I am beyond stoked for today's video. I finally got my hands on the one, the only, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palettes. Several weeks ago, I took a poll over on my Twitter. That's also Mix and Match Mel, by the way, if you guys aren't already following me there. I was asking you guys if you wanted me to get this or the Kylie Cosmetics Burgundy palette. So there was a 50-50 tie on the poll. So I actually asked a couple of my friends who knew of people that had both palettes, and the response was an overwhelming, and I mean like overwhelming, favor of the Modern Renaissance palette. So with my Christmas money that I got over the holidays, I was able to finally snag this from Ulta. This retails for, I believe, $42. I will have a link for it, of course, in the description below. So I just want to show you guys the packaging that it comes in. This is what the front of it is. It has the Modern Renaissance and the Anastasia Beverly Hills logo here. And here's the back. It kind of gives a little information about the palette itself and then a list of all the ingredients. I am extra excited about reviewing this product because I've never tried any of the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows before. I've tried their brow products and their lip products, and I have not been disappointed yet, so I kind of have that same expectation there. Here is the palette itself. I could never tell this on camera or in photos, but it's actually a very soft suede cover, and I thought that was really cool. But on the downside, if you get any eyeshadow near it, it will get dirty, such as this little corner right there. Here's the back, and again, it lists all of the ingredients. This has a magnetic clasp, which I am such a fan of magnetic clasp. One thing I love about this palette is it can bend all the way backward. It's just so much easier to hold in my hand and, you know, work with. And I will be swatching these colors out for you guys, but this shade right here, it's shade Love Letter. This gorgeous beauty was the reason why I fell in love with this palette, why I wanted to try this palette in the first place. And then of course on the opposite side, the lid is a little mirror. It does come with this little two-sided brush, which I did try today. That's why it's a little bit dirty, but this side is a smudger slash paddle brush, and then this side is a super fluffy, really soft, really dense blending brush, perfect for the crease and transition shades. Okay, I'm gonna start off with some swatches just on my arm, and then after that I'm gonna show you guys a little demo of how I achieved this eyeshadow look using only shades from this Anastasia palette. And then at the end of the video, I will give you guys my final thoughts of my first impressions for this product, any pros and cons that I may have. So the first shade here is called Tempura, and it is a bone white matte shade, perfect for a subtle highlighting under the brow bone. And then the next shade is called Golden Ochre. It is a matte caramel shade, perfect for a transition color or a crease color. The next shade is called Vermeer, and it has a pink undertone to it. It's a beautiful shadow, perfect for highlighting. The next shadow is called Bon Fresco, and it is a matte, kind of a dusty lilac color, perfect for a transition or crease color. The next shade is called Antique Bronze, and this does have a subtle shimmer to it. This shadow is perfect for applying over the lid, and you can really build it up to intensity. Finally, to my favorite shadow in the whole palette, and that is Love Letter. So it's a gorgeous magenta shadow, perfect for adding that pop of color. On to the next shadow, that is called Cypress Umber. It is a deep matte brown shadow, kind of reminds me of dark chocolate, super pigmented and super blendable. The next shade is called Raw Sienna. It's another gorgeous caramel shade, and I like to use this as a transition color. The next shade is called Burnt Orange, and it is a very warm, clayish, brownish, perfect for a crease color that complements any neutral look. The next shade is called Primavera, and it is the most beautiful golden champagne shimmer shade, perfect for adding pops of highlight. The next shade is called Red Ochre, and this is actually a surprisingly pigmented shadow, so a little bit really goes a long way, perfect for adding drama to your look. And the next shade is called Venetian Red. This shadow is not quite as pigmented as Red Ochre. As you can see in the swatch here, it takes a little bit of building up. The next shade is called Warm Taupe, and I absolutely love this color. It's a very beautiful, cool tone shadow, perfect for a transition or a crease color. Onto the last shadow, and that is shade Realgar. It's a beautiful orange color. This actually has the most amount of fallout compared to the rest of the shadows in the palette, but nonetheless, it is beautiful. Here's the swatches side by side to the palette, and I only swatched them through once. As you can see, these shadows have amazing payoff. Okay, so now I get to play around a little bit with this. I'm so excited. I feel like a kid in a candy store. I think I'm just gonna wing it today and hope that it turns out all right. I mean, all these colors are really complementary to each other, so I feel like I can't really go wrong. We'll see. Okay, the first shade I'm going in is this very first shade right here, and it's called Tempura. So I noticed right away that this eyeshadow is creamy and almost buttery. Like, it really sticks to my eyeshadow brush so easily. Like, you can tell that it's just that creamy texture. And for my transition color, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Burnt Orange. Now, I'm not sure how pigmented this is going to be on the brush, so I'm gonna just start off with a teeny tiny amount of product. Yeah, this product is definitely super pigmented. Like, I literally did one swipe, and this is how gorgeous it is. I don't know how well it picks up off on camera. In person, it is super pigmented, and the formula is so creamy. Oh, love it. This is literally just like melting into my skin. Now for my actual crease shadow, I'm gonna go in with this deeper burnt orange shade called Realgar. Hopefully I pronounced that right. If I just butchered it, I apologize. I will say, just like pretty much everyone else who has this palette, there is quite a bit of fallout with these eyeshadows. Oh my goodness, this shade is super pigmented. I literally did one swipe again, and this is how intense the shadow is. Now on to my lid color. This is the color that I am most excited for, and it's this dark magenta shade, and it's called Love Letter. So again, just taking a tiny amount of product because this stuff is intense. Oh my goodness, I'm in love with this color. So gorgeous. I'm actually going to build that a little bit because I want this color to be super dramatic. So this is literally 2 swipes of product, and it is more than enough for my whole lid. Now on to the outer V color. I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade on this palette, and it's called Cypress Umber. Here's what it looks like. It's a beautiful matte milk chocolate shade. Then I'm going to take a little more product, and I'm going to drag that down towards the upper lash line. Then I'm just going to blend that more towards the center of the crease, but I really want to keep all that drama towards the outer V. So I'm not going to take it in too far, just about halfway. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to add a little bit more drama to my lower lash line just because I'm feeling that way today. I'm actually gonna use the Anastasia brush again, but I'm gonna use the opposite end. I'm gonna use the more flat paddle side. I'm gonna go back into that shade Love Letter. Wow, this brush really applies the shadow perfectly. I'm going to be applying over top the Realgar, so that's like the deep burnt orange, and I'm just going to apply that on the outer half of my lower lash line. Okay, now I'm going to add some pops of highlight. I'm actually going to go ahead and combine 2 of the shimmer colors, and that is shade Vermeer on top, and then on the bottom it's Primavera. So it's these 2 shades. I'm first going to apply that underneath the brow bone. And then I'm going to apply that in the inner corner of the eye. So that will complete my eyeshadow look. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup off camera, and I'll be right back. Guys, I hope you liked that little demo and it inspired you if you already have this palette or if you're thinking about purchasing this palette. I wanna leave you guys with my thoughts on my initial first impressions with this product. I want to start off with cons, and I really only have one con. There is quite a bit of fallout with these eyeshadows, and it does vary from shade to shade. Some have more, some have less. Having said that, the formula of these eyeshadows are so velvety, creamy, smooth, like literally just the lightest touch just really applies product so well. So yes, there's quite a bit of fallout with these eyeshadows, but it's really just that one con that I have. All the rest are pros. Like I've been saying for this entire video, these shadows are so soft and velvety and creamy, and that is definitely my preferred texture when working with eyeshadows. I just find that they're so much easier to work with. I literally cringe when I know that I have to work with a chalky eyeshadow. Literally, ugh. So I'm so happy that these shadows are not chalky whatsoever. My second pro is very obvious. These shadows are incredibly pigmented. Like I mentioned in my demo, just the lightest little swipe of product is enough to cover like your entire lid area. Just be warned, when you are first going in with this, just go in with a really light hand, and it's better to start off with a tiny bit of product and then build it up to your preferred level of intensity, as opposed to, you know, going in with that brush and then you have like a situation on your lid and you just gotta blend and blend and blend and blend, because no one likes to spend 100 years sitting and blending their eyeshadow out. Trust me, I know. So my last pro for these eyeshadows is how incredibly easy they are to work with. I've worked with a ton of different eyeshadows, and some of them definitely are easier to work with than others, and this would definitely be on the top of that list. These shadows apply so beautifully, they blend out so beautifully, and the finish is beautiful. And I think that that would still stay true no matter what brush you use to apply these shadows with. I love me some e.l.f. eyeshadow brushes, as you guys know, and I found that working with those drugstore brushes, the shadow was still super easy to apply and just a dream to work with. So yeah, that's really my first impressions of this product. I will keep you guys updated when I do my January favorites video, and I'll let you guys know like my entire final thoughts. But yeah, as of now, I am so in love. This is definitely my favorite eyeshadow palette that I own. Okay guys, that is it. Thanks so much for watching today. If you've yet to subscribe, you can do so right around here, and then also I have some of my recent videos right over here and right over here, so check those out. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook. That is all Mix and Match Mel. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of the day or night, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!